Bruno Fernandes urged to leave Manchester United for a club capable of winning trophies. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United's current captain, has been the subject of intense scrutiny and debate over the past few seasons. Despite his undeniable talent and leadership on the pitch, former football stars are increasingly calling for him to leave Old Trafford in search of a club with a greater chance of challenging for major trophies. Among those advocating for a departure is Joe Cole, a former Premier League winner with both Chelsea and Liverpool. Cole has openly suggested that Fernandes should move away from Manchester United, arguing that he has run his race at the club and deserves the opportunity to play for a team capable of winning major silverware. The dilemma: success at United but no major titles. Bruno Fernandes joined Manchester United in January 2020 from Sporting CP, and his impact was immediate. A highly creative and technically gifted midfielder, Fernandes quickly became a key player for the Red Devils. Since his arrival, he has contributed significantly with goals, assists, and leadership, helping the team win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. However, despite these successes, Manchester United has not been able to mount a serious challenge for the Premier League title or other prestigious trophies like the UEFA Champions League. This inability to compete consistently at the top level has left Fernandes, as well as the club's supporters, wondering if his time at Old Trafford is reaching its end. Joe Cole's viewpoint. Joe Cole, a three-time Premier League winner, has weighed in on the situation, advising Fernandes to leave Manchester United at the end of the current season. In an interview with Paddy Power, Cole emphasized that Fernandes is a player who deserves to be on a team competing for top honors. He remarked that Fernandes has been dragging Manchester United through a difficult period, despite the team's struggles. Cole pointed out that Fernandes often finds himself at the center of criticism from fans and pundits alike, even though he has been one of the few consistent performers for the team. "If I'm Bruno Fernandes, I'd absolutely be looking for a move away from Manchester United," Cole stated. "He's the first butterfly and he's getting all the arrows from everyone. He must go home at night and wonder why everyone is digging him out when he's the only one pulling his weight in this team." Cole's comments highlight a feeling that Fernandes is unfairly blamed for Manchester United's shortcomings, despite his contributions. While Fernandes has played a pivotal role for United, leading in terms of goals and assists, he has not been able to guide the club to league titles or European glory. His current situation at United is marked by inconsistency and a lack of progress, which has led some to suggest that he would benefit from a change of scenery, particularly as he nears the latter stages of his career. The pressure of playing for Manchester United. Playing for a club like Manchester United comes with immense pressure. The expectations are sky high, and players are frequently scrutinized in the media. Fernandes, as the captain, is no exception to this scrutiny. While he continues to produce on the field, he is often blamed for United's collective failings. For a player who has been so crucial to the team's successes and creativity, this can be mentally and emotionally draining. Cole's analysis of the situation suggests that Fernandes may be feeling disillusioned with his role at United. Despite his best efforts, he remains one of the few shining lights in an otherwise underperforming team. Cole argues that Fernandes deserves more recognition for his performances, and that he should leave United to find a club where his talents will be fully appreciated and where he can compete for major trophies. Cole further emphasizes that Fernandes is a fantastic footballer, capable of thriving at most top clubs, and that he is now at a point in his career where he needs to prove himself in a team that is in a position to win titles. Manchester United's future and Fernandes' legacy. Fernandes' future at Manchester United will largely depend on the direction the club chooses to take in the coming seasons. Despite ongoing struggles, Manchester United remains one of the most prominent football clubs in the world, and the hope is that they will eventually return to the top of English and European football. However, that may take time, and Fernandes could find himself waiting for a period of transition that may not suit his ambitions. If Fernandes were to leave, it would mark the end of an era at Manchester United, one where he was arguably the team's most influential player. His legacy at the club is secure, as he has been the driving force behind many of the team's positive performances. Yet for someone who is undoubtedly capable of achieving more, the prospect of playing in a more competitive environment could be a tempting opportunity. For a player like Fernandes, who has not yet won a league title in his career, a move to a club competing for major honors could be a way to cement his place among the best in the world. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's support for Fernandes. Despite Cole's comments urging Fernandes to leave, there are also voices within Manchester United that are keen to retain him. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, a Manchester United co-owner, recently praised Fernandes as a fantastic footballer and emphasized the club's need to keep him. Ratcliffe's comments reflect the recognition of Fernandes's quality and leadership, suggesting that the club values his contributions highly, even in challenging times. It remains to be seen whether Fernandes will heed the advice to leave Old Trafford, or whether he will stay to help Manchester United rebuild. With United in a state of flux, the decision regarding his future could come down to his personal ambitions and whether he believes the club can return to its former glory soon. Should Bruno Fernandes leave? The debate surrounding Bruno Fernandes' future at Manchester United is a reflection of the broader challenges the club faces. While Fernandes has been a standout performer, his ability to help United achieve its goals has been limited by the team's overall lack of success. Joe Cole's advice for Fernandes to leave in search of a club capable of winning trophies is understandable, especially for a player of his caliber. However, Fernandes' decision will ultimately hinge on his aspirations, his desire to lead Manchester United back to the top, and whether he believes the club's future can align with his ambitions. Ruben Amorim's dream Manchester United 11 player as manager eyes 5 stars in huge summer overhaul. Manchester United face a busy summer as head coach. Ruben Amorim begins preparations for a first full season in charge, with a new striker thought to be high on the list. Victor Osimhen is one of several attacking talents linked with Manchester United. As Manchester United prepare for Ruben Amorim's first summer window in charge, some positions look to require more urgent attention than others. Patrick Dorgu became Amorim's first big-money signing when he joined from Lecce in January, but a new striker now appears to be on the cards. Ipswich Town hotshot Liam Delap is the latest striker to be linked. He is one of 5 frontmen thought to be on United's radar, after Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee's challenging season in front of goal. Amorim's preferred 3-4-3 setup hasn't been the easiest to implement for the former Sporting CP boss. There has been some progress, though, only for injuries to limit how much he has been able to put his plans in action. That injury list is beginning to ease, though there will likely be some departures over the summer. Christian Eriksen has indicated this will be his final season at Old Trafford, while uncertainty remains over Kobbie Mainoo's future. The Premier League's profit and sustainability rules may limit United's spending power over the summer, but they're still expected to make some additions. Here, Mirror Football takes a look at what might be in store going into the 2025-26 campaign: goalkeeper and center-backs. There have been suggestions Andre Onana might be deemed surplus to requirements after some high-profile errors. Amorim seems to have faith in the keeper, though, and a new number 1 is unlikely to be the highest priority given the concerns elsewhere. Lenny Yoro is likely to benefit from a full preseason, having seen his preparations interrupted by injury last summer. It might be a different story for Lisandro Martinez as he recovers from ACL surgery, but the former Ajax star ought to be a starter when he's back fully fit. In terms of new faces, Dean Huijsen could well fit the age and quality profile as United prepare for at least one center-back departure. Bournemouth star Huijsen has been linked, with Victor Lindelof and Johnny Evans both out of contract in the summer, though Real Madrid could provide significant competition. Wing-backs and midfield. With Dorgu slotting in quickly, attention has turned to the other wing-back slot. Diogo Dalot has grown into the role, though, potentially allowing United to stick with what they have in terms of senior options, especially after missing out on Giovanni Quenda. In the middle, much will hinge on whether Mainu can be convinced to stay. Even then, Amorim indicated he saw the England international as a potential number 10. Manuel Ugarte has benefited from more game time and turned himself into the kind of player United hoped they were getting last summer, but they may want a new partner for the Uruguayan. Atalanta and Brazil star Ederson, who has been linked in the past, could be the solution. While there have been suggestions United might move Ahmad into a wing-back role next term, the Ivorian has shown his quality as one of Amorim's 2 number 10s. Bruno Fernandes has done the same, offering more in his advanced role in the second half of the season. All of which prompts the question of who might lead the line for United next season. Victor Gyökeres links haven't gone away, with Delap joining the Swede on a 5-man shortlist, which also includes Benjamin Seco and Hugo Ekitike. The 5th man on that list might be the solution, though, especially if Napoli push ahead with efforts to seal a swap deal involving Højlund and Victor Osimhen, which frees up funds for United to spend elsewhere. Nigeria striker Osimhen was the top scorer in Serie A as recently as 2022-23 and has 20 league goals on loan at Galatasaray this term, potentially making him the right man for the job.